How are you doing, guys? Today, I just want to walk us through the things you'll need for your examinations and some of the preparatory stuff you need to do before your examination. So I'm going to begin with computer literacy, the basic ICT. You are supposed to know certain basic stuff as far as computers are concerned. As you're well aware, my courses are structured in three ways. We have the project work, we have the group work, we have also the exams and the midterm as well. And all these things should have been graded or would have been graded by now. Now, to begin with, the first thing you have to know or understand is the basics of information technology. What is IT? And how does IT come to play in basic or modern society? Do we use IT in modern society? We're also supposed to look at the types of computers, hardware, software, databases. You should have an idea of this. You must also know types of operating systems, common applications, web-based applications, software installations, and so on. Then you are supposed to have understanding of data and information management. What is the difference between data and information? What is the difference between the various data storage techniques? The basics of database. What is a file? What is a record? Then also basic cloud storage and recovery. Then we're supposed to also use computer network basics, the network types and topology, the network types and topology, the network types and topology, how to also connect to the internet, and few computer security. Also very important is understanding the web as well, the internet and the W3, World Wide Web. Then also web browsers, search engine, how to use Google, e-commerce, social media platforms, cool. Then we also look at ethical issues in IT, how to be safe online, and things you should do and you shouldn't do as far as IT and technology is concerned. Then we have finally emerging trends in IT, things like artificial intelligence, machine learning, Internet of Things, virtual reality, augmented reality. But these were some of the things that you should have studied in this course, that you should have been familiar with as far as this course is concerned. Now, over to the exams. What are some of the things that you should expect in the exams? And if this video is too fast, you kindly pause and restart it from time to time. For your exams, like I mentioned, from some of the topics you should have studied, you should know how to work on a basic network diagram, especially for a whole network. You should know this. You should want to understand types of network topology. So the networking component, and let's make time to study some of these things and various threads and code. Then, how to the cloud storage. So also read around the cloud storage, how to work with cloud computing, one benefit of the cloud, and if a health or if a financial institution want to use the cloud, what they should do. Then you are also supposed to understand IoT. And then for the website, when you are given a simple website, how do you the tags, the HTML tags and code, at least you should know them and what they stand for and how to use them. Then you also come to data management, the effects of data management, and then how technology is used in modern society for information sharing, for interviews, for appointment, how technology is used, some of the tools that are used. This, if you are able to work around this and have a firm understanding of some of these concepts, you are good to go as far as the course is concerned. So that's it for computer literacy. I wish you well in the exams, and I'm available to assist anybody. We'll continue with computer organization and architecture. Now, with computer organization and architecture, as you're well aware, I took you through the practical components of computer organization architecture. We have done group work, we have done project work. I've given you some sample questions to work on. I've also helped you with so many other resources. Now, for computer organization architecture, I think you should have the basic concept of computer evolution, where we started from as far as computing is concerned and where we have gotten to. We must understand data processing and control, how data is processed. Data processing and control, as I was trying to point out earlier, I expect you to know the basic units of the computer, like I mentioned, the CPU, and then also concentrate for a practical computer system in terms of the fetch execute cycles, how the components are dependent on each other. You should have that understanding. You should also know the microprocessor, the fetch execute cycle. I've mentioned that. You should have understanding of read and write, polling, interrupt, and exception in the operations of the processor. Then also the hardware and programming, multitasking, multiprocessing, and then the functions of the operating system. You should have a firm understanding of data storage, the RAM, the ROM, and basics about memory. Then you should be able to outline how data moves, the buses, the serial bus, the parallel bus, then the basic computer arithmetic, how this is done. For computer organization and architecture, if you're able to look at, if you can do all this stuff or read around this, you should be good to go for your exams. Now, into the details of the examination, you should know how to use logism. You should know how to simulate certain components as we discussed in class. The ALU, arithmetic logic unit, how addition, subtraction, bitwise, and go, how they are done. You should be able to also work on the cache memory, how it works. You should be able to work on memory in general. You should be able to understand direct map registers, and then you should have a very, very strong case for your exams. So read around these things, the memory, how to manage the cache, how data moves, and first basic things about the memory, and then the cache, and then registers, and some of the things outlined and given you. If you're able to do these things, you should be able to do well in the exams. Don't forget also that we have done project work and other works that will cushion you at the end of the day. Now, the final course. Let's look at what will happen during our Python exams. Now, for students doing Python programming, you know that as part of your course, what we did was to come up with at least the snake game, which form the basis of what we are learning for this semester. Your ability to master the snake game, understand the snake game, and then implement the snake game is to your own advantage. As you're well aware, the AI will help you to a certain point, but it can't help you past a certain point. The part where you have to now sit down and learn and understand what it has done is what you are going to be tested on. Now, so when it comes to the programming, we have Python. For the course, what you are supposed to have done, the fundamentals of Python programming, which is not different from all the other languages. You install the Python, maybe using PyCharm. You install the Python IDE, I beg your pardon, using PyCharm, using IDE, but you know I prefer IDE because it's lightweight, and no matter how bad your machine is, it can support that machine. You're also supposed to look at control structures. You're also supposed to look at strings, text files, lists, and dictionaries. We're supposed to look at algorithms and information processing, and then objects and classes. All these things now, all this will be achieved if you were serious with the game, the snake game. Also, don't forget that you're supposed to look at graphics and image processing. So I expect that you should be able to extend your Python to give us better graphics for your snare. Then also you should experiment a little bit on networks and client-server programming, and then you should be good to go as far as your Python exam is concerned. What are some of the things to think about whilst you are working on the snake game? You should be able to answer basic questions about the snake game. You should be able to modify the game. Maybe introduce something like scores into the game. You should be able to tell us what will happen when certain features are added to the game. You should be able to also improve on the board. You should be able to do things like pausing, normal game control stuff. Then also you should understand how the looping functions and code are done. If you're able to do all these things, I can guarantee that you will do well in the exams. Now, my final admonishment to students. This video is in 3 parts. Number 1, each course, I've mentioned computer literacy, computer organization architecture, and programming. Now, this is the last part. Don't forget to subscribe and then also share. And when you are able to view the video, please view and send your subscription to, I'll put a number on the page so that you send it there. At least this marks will help to cushion your grades, and then also this will be there as a record. If you find time, you play it over and over. If the video is too fast, you play it over and over so that you can get acquainted with what I'm saying, then you enter the exam hall. This is a win-win affair, and I don't see why you should fail in these exams. And feel free to contact me through WhatsApp, through text, and let me know if you have any challenges ahead of time. Please, there's a difference between permission and an excuse. The difference is that permission is before, excuse is after. So take note of that. I wish you all the best in your exams. Bye-bye.